everyone, in this video we will be factoring sum and difference of cubes, and this is the first part. So the first equation that we have right here is for the sum of cubes, and the second equation that we have here is for the difference of cubes. Sum of cubes, it's plus in between these two terms right here. Difference of cubes, that's minus in between these two terms right here. Now, there's a trick so that we can easily remember how we write the factored form for sum of cubes and difference of cubes. The first thing that we need to remember is that these two signs are the same. So both of them are plus, and then this one right here, both of them are minus. So these two will always have the same sign. And then another thing that we need to remember is that this signs right here should always be opposite. So as you can see here, that's a positive and this is a negative. Same thing for this one right here. If this was a negative, then this is a positive. So it's gonna be the opposite. And the third important information that we need to remember is that this last term right here will always be positive. So I'm just gonna write this trick right here. So that's the trick. Now let's have an example to see how this formula works. So let's take this first example right here. So we're supposed to factor x cubed minus 125. There are steps that we need to follow in order that we can factor this. The first step is to determine the values of a and b. So in this problem right here, since we have the formula for sum of cubes is a plus b parentheses a squared minus ab plus b squared. So we need to determine what is the a and what is the b. So in order that we can do that, we can go ahead and determine the cube root of the first term, and that will be our a. So the cube root of x cubed is actually x. So that is actually what is our a value. So that's our a right there. And then to get the b, we're going to get the cube root of the second term. So we need to determine what is the cube root of 125, meaning what number that is. When we multiply 3 times by itself, it's going to be 125. So that number is actually 5, which means that if we multiply 5 3 times, 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. So these are the values for our a and b. Now, we are ready to move on to the second step after we determine the a and b. The second step is to plug in the values of a and b into the formula. Since this is a minus, so then we can go ahead and say that this is a difference of cubes. So we go ahead and plug in our a and our b to each of these variables here. So then we can go ahead and say that the factored form for this would be, we write the parentheses first. Again, our a is x, and that's a minus. Our b is 5, so I'll put in 5. And then parentheses, our a squared means the x. So x times x is x squared. And then that's a plus. And then ab means we multiply the a and the b. So 5 times x is 5x. And then that's a plus b squared. Our b is 5. So 5 squared is 25. So this is the factored form of this expression that we have up there. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this inside the box. So then we can go ahead and say that this expression is actually equal to this. Okay, at this time, I would encourage you to pause this video and try this problem out on your own. And when you're done, unpause it and check your answer. Okay, so we go over the problem here. Again, the first step is to determine the values of a and b. So in this problem right here, our a, the cube root of x cubed, is actually x. So our a is x. And then we determine the cube root of 8, which is the second term, that is letter b. Cube root of 8 is 2, meaning if we multiply 2 3 times, 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So then we go ahead and look at the equation that we have right here. So this is a plus. So then we can go ahead and say that this is a sum of cubes. So then we go ahead and plug in our a and b into this equation that we have right here. So we can go ahead and write the factored form as our a is x. And then we have a plus b is 2. And then close parentheses. And then again, a squared, or a is x. So that is x squared minus ab, so that is 2 times x is 2x, and then plus we have b squared, our b is 2, so we're going to square it. 2 times 2 is 4, so we can go ahead and put 4 in there. And so this is the factored form for this expression that we have up there. So I'm just going to go ahead and write it up here. Did you get the same answers as this? Good. Perfect. If you find this video helpful, hit like and subscribe for more math videos. See ya!